What's going on, YouTube world? Today we're going to do a quick install of the IMS 3-gallon tank for the Honda 450rl. Let's get going. Before we get started here, let's just go over some of the mods and do a quick recap of what I've done so far. We have the FMF Mega Bomb header attached to the Q4 exhaust. And other performance mods, we have the 550 Performance ECU flash that totally transformed the bike, and I recommend it. We can talk more about that. You can ask me some questions in the comments below, and maybe I could do a secondary video on that. But we have the twin air filter, and I do have the fire retardant one in there because I did remove my backfire screen because it did feel like it gave me more throttle response. So the flame retardant filter that Twin Air sells is for their power flow kit, but if you cut the tabs off, it does fit the stock cage, air filter cage. So that's what I'm running for the air filter. And let's see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, we have the Seat Concepts Comfort XL. That's a game changer. Loving that. The stock seat was doing me no good. For tires, running D Sports, Tusk D Sports. They're doing good for me for an all-around dual sport bike. We have the Molecule skid plate. Great protection. And I did get the one with the linkage protector. But yeah, you can see on this side too, really protects things good. I have some 30mm bar risers. That really makes it more comfortable for me. I'm a taller rider. We have the Cycra Pro Bend hand guards, and they seem to be working good with all the cables and everything. How I have them routed, I have some extra cable wrap protectors right there just so it's not rubbing up on that all the time. We have, oh yeah, on the other side, we have some eBay chain guard case savers. They're a copy of the Zeta ones. Heel protector, just cleans up the look of the bike. I have the plastic engine guards and everything off. I just like the bike looking more clean. We have a kickstand sensor delete I made myself. It's up there somewhere. Have it desmogged, have the charcoal canister removed. I did leave the crankcase breather. And I've seen some people, you can just run a big tube out of it, but I like having it contained. We do have the AIS delete. I can get in there. There it is, the Graves block off plate, and have the air injection system all cleaned up and blocked off. Let's see. We do have the AS3 radiator braces. They're pretty much the same thing as the Adventure spec, but these ones were in stock overseas. So hopefully these things will fit with the tank. They look like they're pretty low profile, so I feel like they should fit, but we're gonna find out. And I like these ones because they kind of protect the bottom a little bit more on this edge right there. I have a Kimimoto rack with my toolkit on there. We have a Tusk tail tidy. And I think that's about it. Probably be replacing the chain and sprockets in a little while. And but yeah, this 3-gallon tank should do me good. Give me about we'll see 40 42 to 50 miles per gallon extra. That's what I'm getting with the new ECURI flash. So should hopefully get close to 140, 150 miles out of the bike now. So that will be awesome. Let's start with taking the tank off, draining the gas, taking the shrouds off, and we'll go from there. Okay, so to take the tank off, you got the bolt there, bolt there, bolt there, and then you just have the fuel sensor right there. You can just take down this rubber gasket, and then that's just push that and that'll come off. And then to disconnect the fuel line, there's a couple different ways. You can pop up that green clip right there just halfway, and then if I can get it, there's this little bolt right there you can take off, and you can take the fuel line off from the bottom, or you have another connector on the bottom that you can take the fuel line off from the top. So either way works the same. Take it off. This is how you drain the tank the easy way. Just get your tank, get a funnel, and fill it up. Alright, after you drain the gas, you need to install that bracket and the seat bracket. And I was just doing some test fitting, and there's a couple recesses right here and right here, and they're about 2.5 inches apart. And then you have the rubber pieces right here. The back ones fit on there fine, but then these front ones are too far forward for the top of the tank to sit flush on there. These ones are about almost 5 inches apart. So we're gonna have to cut the zip ties, and I think these are glued on, so maybe I'll get some hot glue and move them down where they're supposed to be, and then glue them down and zip tie them, and then we'll test fit it again and see how she's fitting. But it looks like there's gonna be enough space over those radiator braces, so that's good. Alright, I got those top rubber brackets moved, and now the tank is sitting flush, and we can see how it's going to sit, and it is clearing the radiator guards, so that's good. Got plenty of room, so that's awesome. Alright, now you can see where I moved. These ones stayed in place. This is the stock location, and so we moved those upper ones down where they're about 2.5 inches on both sides. And I put some glue and new zip ties and test fit, and it looks like it's spot on. Okay, so we got the OEM fuel pump off. Then you're going to take off the OEM dust seal, OEM O-ring, take that off, and then we will install the new IMS O-ring. So let me go ahead and get that installed with the long L part going forward. So let me get that on real quick. Alright, so when you're installing this, there's an order that you have to follow. You'll start with the flat IMS provided washers. Then you'll use your OEM crush washers that kind of have a cone to them. The cone will go down. And then you have these aluminum sleeves. That will go next. Then the IMS provided new bolts. And make sure you have the O-ring on there good, and then tighten these all up hand tight, and you're going to want to do like a crisscross pattern, kind of like on your lug nuts to your wheels, so you don't warp anything, and make sure this gets on tightened nice and even. Another thing to remember is when you're tightening this down, don't over torque it, because this is a plastic gas tank and you could possibly over torque it and pull out the threaded inserts. So I'd recommend using a smaller ratchet, 1/4 inch ratchet, or just go easy with the 3/8. But yeah, just hand tight. Those crush washers or the spring washers should keep everything nice and tight, so keep that in mind. Next, we have this rubber washer, rubber bumper. It's gonna go right there in place of where the old one attached. So we'll tighten that up. All right, you can see I got the fuel line reattached. We have the electrical line reattached. Before I get the tank down, I'm just tightening down that one bolt, and you can see that clip is in the off position, so I'll push that green clip down and then that will lock it on once you push it in enough. And getting to tricky bolts like that, I have this Icon by Harbor Freight. It's a really nice flex head ratchet, so if you can't get to that bolt, get yourself one of these. Okay, we got the tank on all the way. Got the rubber bumper on the other side. Next step is the L bracket. It's gonna sit right here with the slotted hole up, and we're gonna attach that. And while we're attaching it, we're gonna push down on the tank, make sure it's seated nice before we tighten everything down. One of the last steps is to get these shrouds to fit on nice and flush. The red one you can trim down about 6 millimeters, and the three black ones you can trim down about 3 millimeters just to get it to fit right. It would be okay without trimming these, but we'll see if it makes it fit a little nicer once we trim these down. And I'm going to use my Dremel with the little cutoff wheel on it. Alright, I trimmed that one about 6 millimeters, that one about 3. And if you don't have a Dremel, you can totally use like a X-Acto knife. It's pretty thin, so that cuts pretty easy. So that's an option. Alright, we got her all installed. Looking good. Ended up trimming a little bit of the shrouds, but they're fitting nice and tight on each side now. Put the American flag IMS stickers on there, looking good. Put some gas in it, don't see any leaks yet. Install overall, pretty easy. If you guys have any other questions on the install, just let me know. But I think I'm about to go fill her up with some gas and go on a ride, because I go fast.